Hello. In this Connecting Neighborhoods interview segment, I want to welcome Deanna Smellie, whose family are very long-time Cache Valley residents, and her husband Don, who is a very long-time professor at USU. By the way, I'm Carol Fote, and I am conducting this interview tonight. So Deanna and her husband Don have always been each other's true north. Don leading the way with Deanna by his side. But now, sadly, Don has stepped back and Deanna is shouldering the pain of watching her gifted husband fade into Alzheimer's, a situation many of us can relate to. We want to take a look at those many good years, the good years in the Valley. So, Deanna, let's start with how long you've lived here and tell us about those very young, early years, okay?
Yes, very good. We've been here in the Valley many years. We came here in 1968. And Don and a friend, they both graduated from Indiana University with masters and doctorate degrees. They came out to Utah State University and they started the program of instructional technology. And Don's friend was the department head for 3 years. Then he died of cancer. And Don took over as department head when he retired in 1999. He was the longest department head on campus. He didn't have to teach, but he always did because he loved to teach.
Yes, Don certainly was a very gifted person. His dedication and leadership ability didn't stop at his responsibilities at USU, though, did they?
No,
This is a man who has been gifted with many talents and a brilliant mind. Deanna, I know Don has taken on many leadership roles in the community, as you both have. Let's talk about those many years that you both served on the ski patrol and some of the accomplishments that have Don's stamp on them, if you will. So tell us about that.
well, Don was on the ski patrol for 26 years. I was on for 21. The reason I didn't get on the same time as him is, well, he got on and then we had a little discount because sometimes it's a little expensive. And I thought, well, I shouldn't be a ski bum. I'm out here an awful lot. I ought to do something to serve the community. And so I got on the ski patrol also. It was very good. We really did enjoy it.
And he did start, didn't he put some kind of a building up?
Yes, yes. The new ski patrol building up there, he designed it and he was the chairman of the building committee. And we started that in April of one year. And it was ready. It was all built, ready, and paid for to begin the new season in January the very next year. It's really amazing.
And
And
there were a lot of people that helped out with that too, correct?
on the patrol, we had everyone we needed. We even had a lawyer. You know, we had painters, we had carpet layers, everything. It was really awesome. There wasn't
Yes.
anything Don couldn't do. In fact, when we moved from Logan to Providence, and the neighbors, the men said, "I'm glad you're moving because my wife will always say, well, why can't you do it? Don Smellie can do it." They were teasing me, but you know, he could do anything.
Yes,
It's
yes,
awfully hard seeing him now when he can't do anything, but
yeah.
you know, that's what it goes.
So when you think of a good skier, you think of somebody that's in good shape, Don with all the talents that he had, and working at the university, the things that he accomplished there. You're raising your family. But in 2013, things slowly started to change. And I understand when you were in Palmyra, New York, your kids came to visit you when you were on a mission and they noticed some changes.
I really, you know, when you're living with someone, you don't really notice it. And they say people who are very intelligent are the ones who get dementia of some sort. And you know, dementia is an umbrella term, and under that is Alzheimer's, all the different types.
But Don has been diagnosed in 2014 as having Alzheimer's, correct?
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot. Okay, when our kids came back there, they noticed it and they said, Mother, you might have him checked. So when we got back, we took him to the University of Utah Hospital. They did all these tests and an MRI, everything. And they said, yes, he does have Alzheimer's. And, for several years, people couldn't tell. He was really good. But all at once, we served in the Logan Temple for many years in between our two missions. And towards the end, he had to quit because he couldn't do it. Here, well, we moved to Pioneer Valley Lodge, and that's in North Logan. That was senior adult, and it was really nice, except they didn't have any care really. A lot of people worked there just because, lived there because the meals were good and everything was really good, and college professors. But when he started getting worse, and then when I kept falling and breaking everything, my daughter said, Mother, I think we better move you into Legacy in their memory center because you'll get more care there. And of course, we all knew that Don eventually would be the one who'd need it. And I'm getting better and he's getting worse. I'm sure glad we're there at Legacy, the memory center in Logan.
And you two share basically a room. I don't even know that you'd call it an apartment. It's a room, right?
The room, my goodness, in Pioneer, it was over 800 square feet, and here it's 300 and something. There's just room for one double bed, two recliner chairs in the living room, and there's a bathroom and kind of a little entry, sort of, but it's not very big. It isn't.
So at least you're together.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, it's
So,
important.
some of the hobbies that Don had, let's go back to that time, the car, the car.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Okay, he was a member of the Antique Car Club, and he did that because I know when we had barely moved to Logan, we were up visiting his sister and her husband up in Idaho, and out in the field there's this rusty old car, all broken and everything, and Don was interested in it even then. And Bert, that's his brother-in-law, said, "Well, if you can come with the truck and get it, you can have it." Boy, Don was up the very next week with the truck and he hauled it down. He put it in our garage for many years because, we didn't have the time or the money to restore it. We had cats and the kittens were born in there and everything, just in our garage. Then, after our first mission to Cove Fort, Don says, I've got to restore it now or I'll give it back to Bert. And so he had the time. It took him a little over a year and he restored it totally. It's really amazing.
What kind of a car was that?
It's a 1929 Dodge Victory 6 sports sedan, and it was really good. We have really enjoyed it. Every time he took it to a car club or a contest, he would win. We took it to the cruise in, and every time he'd take it, he'd win. So we wouldn't go, but maybe every other year, every third year. It was too embarrassing to win every time in our category. And we went to Montpelier once to the car show there, and he won in his category. There were all these beautiful new cars that were really beautiful. Restored. I don't know what you call them, but we were about ready to leave, and they said, "Now the winner overall is Deanna Smellie." My goodness, we about died. It's so nice. And then the next year, they had the picture of our car on all the T-shirts.
So Don, like I said, and what you've told me, he had talents in many areas, probably nothing he couldn't do.
That's right. He was also a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which I am too. He
Hmm.
was a bishop, and at the time, he was also the leader of the ski patrol. In his national field, he was the president. He flew all over the country, and I don't know how he did that. You can do that for a couple of years. You couldn't do it forever. He was hardly home. But he's been very, very intelligent, and I tell him I'm smarter than you now, and I'm going to enjoy it. In the next world, you'll be smarter than me again, but I'm enjoying it now.
Yeah, you got to find a little bit of positivity there, don't you?
You do, really.
So, Deanna, besides the support system, besides your family, you've found support with other organizations. Uh, and tell us about that. Tell us about your support and the message that you could give to people who are caregivers for Alzheimer family members.
There are all kinds of organizations for Alzheimer's that you can go to. I went to so many meetings. I went to several down at the Sunshine Terrace. It wasn't in Sunshine, but it was that little building right by it, and they're connected with it somehow. But I took a lot of classes and learned. I've been doing a lot of reading. It's really important, as a caregiver, you have to take care of yourself, or you can't take care of someone who needs it. And so it's important that you get all the information you need. I remember once in one of these classes, they said, if your husband or whoever has the Alzheimer's says, look at that pretty paint wall. If it wasn't painted purple, you don't say no. You say, oh, isn't that nice? You don't argue with them because they don't know any different. Amen. They don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, did Don realize what was happening to him early on the early
At
stages?
first, I don't think he did. At first he didn't, and then all at once he did, and now no, he doesn't. He doesn't, which is a blessing for him.
Mhm. So, you are a very positive person, and even just talking with you at this stage of everything, you're you're still got your sense of humor. What can people that are caregivers, what would you tell them? How to get through this? How to find the strength?
Well, for one thing, I would tell them that they have to know what they're up against, and I keep finding out every day. I'll say, "Is that normal?" And they'll say, "Yes." If they can care for them in their home, that's fine, but if not, there are all kinds of places you can go, Legacy and all kinds of places with memory units that you can go, and it's been really good. I know our kids said, "Well, Dad took care of you for all those years, now it's my turn to take care of him." And, in our church, we know that in the hereafter we'll be together again. I don't know how people could handle that if they don't know that. But anyway, I think they do somehow. The
Sure.
ones in memory care, there's never a dull moment there. I could talk for hours on the funny things that go on there.
So, well, Deanna, I'm sorry that you have to go through this and that you do end up shouldering this without your partner's strength, but you're hanging in there good. We certainly keep you in our thoughts and prayers, and I just wish you the best. And I'm thankful for you as well that you have your family and the resources that you do have for your support.
Yes, it's very important. There are also people that can come into your home if you don't feel you can either afford to go to one of these places or if you don't want to. But I knew we couldn't handle the home or anything, and so we sold it and moved in. It's very important that you get care for
Yes,
yourself and for the one who is mentally whatever.
sure. Deanna, thank you so much. We really appreciate you sharing this with us. And hopefully, I'm sure there's a lot of people, unfortunately, that can relate to this.
I hope, and if they have any questions, let them call me.
Okay,
Let me
thanks a
talk to
lot.
them. Okay, thank you.